Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom and I have just witnessed MK Dons 2, AFC Wimbledon 1 in the, well, I don't know what you'd call it, the formerly Wimbledon derby, although AFC fans will tell you that MK Dons has nothing to do with Wimbledon, but MK Dons takes the 3 points today in a game that looked comfortable for them at half time, but a much better second half from Wimbledon. They bring it back to 2-1 and they could have gone away with some points today had their finishing been a little bit sharper. Here is how it played out. MK line up, it's nominally a 4-4-2. When they're defending, the shape is 4-4-2, but there's a fair little bit of movement in that. Nichols in goal, Williams, Martin, Walsh and Lewington across the back. 4 across midfield. Gilby starts on the left but tucks inside a lot. Kasumu is central but drops back in front of the back 4. Houghton, the other central midfielder. McGrandles down the right also tucks in to allow the fullbacks alongside. There's 2 up top. It's Healy and Nombe, but Healy a lot of times dropping back into that number 10 position. So kind of, I don't know what you would call it, a 4-1-3-1-1 in possession with high fullbacks, but definitely a 4-4-2 shape when defending. Wimbledon sort of matched up with a more straightforward 4-4-2. McDonald in goal, O'Neill, Callum Bailly, Thomas, Delaney is the back 4. Wagstaff, Nightingale, Riley, Guinness, Walker is the midfield 4 with Pigott and Appiah up top. Here we go, huge throw from Healy for MK. Williams wins the header, but always difficult from those loopy throws, heads that over the top. Nombe gets down the right, nice hanging cross from him. The header is on target, out from the corner. In from the left-hand side, Gilby puts it over from 25 yards, comes at him quickly, and he can't get the shot on target. And we're only 10 minutes in, and we're going to get the opening goal for MK Dons. The ball breaks in midfield only slightly for Healy, and he does really well to just poke it through the defence at the back. And this was a feature of Nombe's game. He was a hard runner in behind and very physical, and once he got on the run he was very hard for the Wimbledon defenders to cope with. He's here with Thomas. This time they're wrestling a little bit. You can see a foul being given either way, but they both keep going. It looks like Nombe gets the better of it. He's in on goal now. He's going to hit it with his right foot, stands the keeper up. I think the keeper's expecting it to go left, so Nombe goes the other way. The shot is low, it hits the right hand post, goes across the goal, hits the left hand post, and then goes in over the line. Typical of this game was Nombe's running in behind. I guess if you're a Wimbledon fan, you look at the wrestling and maybe try and call for a foul there, but probably not enough in that maybe Thomas just needs to be stronger against the bustling forward. 1-0 MK, 10 minutes in. On 12, Pigott deflected over a couple of AFC corners. Their first real attacking moment. They're a goal down and we're coming up to the quarter-hour mark, and the first quarter of the game as we get up to sort of 22 minutes. MK are quite comfortable, they're keeping the ball. Wimbledon are sat back, they're deep, they're defensive, their centre mids are mainly auxiliary defenders, and it's pretty much one-way traffic, and that is completely borne out because MK are going to go 2-0 up on 25 minutes here. And this is a good goal from Reece Healy's point of view. He does all he can, but a little bit flimsy from AFC Wimbledon's point. MK have the ball and you've got this low block, lots and lots of defenders behind the ball. It's worked down the left, goes across to the right, and Healy does what a good number 10 should do. He's going to come searching for the ball. That midfield is deep. It slid into him, I think, from Gilby, and he's in the number 10-ish position. Nightingale's close to him, but he's not tight enough, and Healy slips past Nightingale really easily. Now he's engineered a gap between the left-sided centre-back and the left-back. He goes into it, and he does really well here. Gets it out of his feet. He's on the angle from about 20 yards. Hits the shot low, hits the shot early, right into the corner. Really, really nice play by Healy to receive, to move, to engineer the space and hit a good shot low. But Nightingale in a defensive midfield position there should be tighter, and he goes past him too easily. But well played Healy, who now has an assist and a goal in the opening 25 minutes of this, and it's looking like a very long afternoon for AFC Wimbledon at this point. Good play on 29 though by Wimbledon, the first time we see them passing, and they moved the ball really nicely from the right to the left. Fullback O'Neill gets forward, it's dropped back, and they play all the way across. They actually work MK for once here. It's a near post cross by Guinness. Walker, Piggott's pulled off his man. You'd think this is meat and drink from him. He gets a good contact on it. The header from, I don't know, about 10 yards out is straight at Nichols in goal, but some hope there from AFC Wimbledon there for the first time in this game. Healy feeds through to Nombe again, and it's wrestling again with Delaney this time. Real big nuisance here. While they're wrestling, the ball falls. I guess Delaney's more worried about the man than the ball, and Nombe takes it on the half volley with the left foot. Probably should hit the target there. 30 minutes, long one forward here, flicked on I think twice possibly. Piggott is in the drop zone for that. He's around the D. He's going to swivel and take it on the volley. It's a good technique. It's a pretty good hit, I would say, by Piggott. Fired, and it's just onto the roof of the net. Difficult chance, unlucky. What is not a difficult chance though is the next one, and AFC Wimbledon really should get back in the game with this. Callum Bailly now has actually managed to come forward from centre half. He's supporting O'Neill. The ball is laid back, and he's going to take the cross first time from that deep kind of centre half crossing position. He whips it, but it takes a deflection. I don't know whether we can give the centre halves a pass for losing their man here. It does take a little nick, loops up, and Apia has got in between the two centre halves, Walsh and Martin. He's in the middle of the goal. I guess the cross is a bit loopy for him, but still he should be doing better here. He's 8 yards out, middle of the goal, heads it straight at McDonnell in goal either side, and he's scoring there. Probably should be 2-1, and a bit of the story of the game for Wimbledon, and Apia in particular not taking his chance. On 41 for the first time since the new rule's been brought in. The ball hits the ref and he gives a drop ball and gives possession back. Thought I'd mention that because I've never seen it happen before. First for me. 43, Callum Bailly, physical with Healy in the box, bit handsy there, risky business, and we get up to half time. MK start well. They take the lead with their first decent chance of the game. Wimbledon drop back into a pretty, I would say, overly cautious defensive shape, given what we're about to say in the second half. I know hindsight is 20/20. And then they go 2-0 down. It's a bit poor from Nightingale, but Healy deserves credit for his move on that goal. But Piggott on the near post with the header, then Piggott's dipping volley. Quite tricky chances, but Apia's chance a much better one, and they probably should be on the score sheet at least by half time. That said, with it being 2-0, MK look pretty comfortable and certainly having the lion's share of the possession and the territory. We go into half time thinking if AFC Wimbledon play this the same way, they're going to lose the game. So what is Wally Downs going to do? And he does make the gamble. It's an aggressive, brave substitution, double substitution. So for Levy and Sanders come in, for Thomas, one of the centre halves, and Wagstaff, the right midfielder. So what happens is Nightingale drops in at centre half. We're going to have three at the back. Delaney, the fullback, comes across to join Callum Bailly and Nightingale as a back three. Guinness Walker's going to play wing back on the left. O'Neill is going to play wing back on the right. They're brave in possibly getting outnumbered in central midfield here, because you've only got Sanders and Riley in there. Piggott, Falevi and Apia are going to be reasonably rotatey front three up front, and I think this is good management and quite brave from Wally Downs. And I know what's going to happen because I've seen the game play out. It did actually work, and it did catch MK for a lot of this half. That said, they have a chance at the beginning of the half. Clever corner here. They take it short. Healy's come near post and they just dink it into his feet. He then lays it off to Gilby, who puts it into the side netting. 47. Nice play from Piggott here. Now he's got three up front. Bit of options ahead of him. He gets the ball, slides it through nicely to Appiah. He's pulled off the shoulder on the right hand side. He pulls the trigger. He's got the angled shot, and Martin throws himself at it and is back, just not quite quickly away enough. Appiah there, but credit to Martin for getting back and making the last man block. Dangerous free kick for Wimbledon. O'Neill puts that one into the wall. So decent start, and you can see what they're going to try and do. They're going to try and work the intensity. They're going to play down the size and try and get the three up top involved, with the kind of two midfielders just going to sit and be a double pivot, some protection for a very wide three at the back. Now, 54, Williams forward from right back for MK. Good feet by him. I think he slips wide of one and then past the other. Slips it in through to Houghton. Low cross here, and McDonald in goal spills this. Maybe if they'd had three up front, someone's going to stick this home. Nothing doing. However, Delaney, who I didn't think had the best game today. He's moved across from left back to centre back. He's really struggling with Nombe. Nombe can see this is a good outlet. He pulls off to the right a lot, and a real bit of a mismatch really when playing the channel here. Nombe winning those quite easily. Could be a bit of joy. I wrote down on 60. Big moment here for AFC Wimbledon. Another chance going to go begging. O'Neill swings in another free kick. It goes loose. Keeper comes out. Half punch, half cleared. Kalambai swivels and volleys it first time. Good block there. Good strike by the centre half, actually, to generate that chance quickly. The next phase, however, though, it's going to be cleared out to the right, and Wimbledon recycle it really well. I think it's Piggott on the back post now. He gets the cross in. Fired across. Appiah has found a yard of space. Again, he's in the box. First time on the half volley. We need the Ian Rush swivel and hit here, but unfortunately Appiah is not Ian Rush, and he swivels and he hits it over. He should have had at least one goal, possibly a couple, and another chance goes begging for AFC Wimbledon. They should at least be on the score sheet here. I'm not saying they should be level or winning, but 2-0 is not doing them justice in this game in terms of the chances, not necessarily talking about the general pattern of play before you hit me in the comments. Third quarter over. Wimbledon are edging this half now, but they need to take their chances. 2-0 is a comfortable lead without seeing the actual context of the play. 67, Appiah, nice feet here. Slides it in behind to Falevi. He's in on goal, but it's a very narrow angle. You have to work hard to get a goal from here. Nichols comes out. He does well, actually, because he doesn't stand up enough for it to be slid under him. He doesn't go down enough for him to be dinked over him. Falevi waits and waits. He tries the dink from the angle, but the odds are against him. Really low percentage chance, I would say, in the end. But good play. The front three working here. You've had Piggott feed Appiah, and you now have Appiah figuring Falevi in. And it begs the question, why weren't Wimbledon a bit more aggressive like this in the first half? Maybe MK is sitting back, but really different side than we saw in the first half. Big one forward now. MK restricted to long balls here to Healy. Lovely control by him. His touch takes him inside. Delaney sizes up the shot. He's got a little bit of time, more time than he had for his goal in the first half. You know, often players are better when they have less time and have to be completely instinctual. He fires the shot left-footed, but it's straight at the keeper. Maybe he wanted that on his right foot, or maybe a pass would have been the better option there. Healy into the box here on 76, knocked off to Lewington. He hangs up the cross, header straight at the keeper. There. Tisdale now, he's going to kind of match up. He brings Boateng in for Gilby, and McGrandles is going to basically play right wing back for the rest of the game, and the right back Williams is going to tuck in, struggling to cope with the overload, particularly on McGuinness's side. He's a very forward-thinking player to be playing at wing back. Force comes in for Appiah. Not really Appiah's day, should have scored really, and Force comes in and does the worst thing possible for Appiah, as we're going to find out in 5 minutes time. Last warning for Delaney, but no yellows from the ref, who had a pretty good showing, I think, today. We didn't really notice him, which is always a good sign. But on 83 minutes, Wimbledon finally get the goal, and they've missed much easier chances than this, let's just say. MK are readying a double substitution, and they just lose a little bit of concentration here. It's to Guinness Walker on the left hand side, following the exact instructions which we presume have been given to play down the sides. He knocks it off. Riley, I say they were supposed to be defensive midfielders, but this is a beautiful cross from a very deep position, curves it right the way round, and this is the difference now when you've got the three up front. Force can pull off to the far post, and this is a great header. He's on the angle, he heads it back where it comes from, and it sails around the keeper and into the far post. Lovely header by Force, and Appiah, who's missed a couple of chances, won't want to be seeing that in terms of who's going to be up top starting in the next game. Lovely header in, and finally Wimbledon get their goal, which on the basis of the chances they created, they probably deserved, as I said, at least one, and they get one on a tricky chance. Game on now, 83 minutes gone, probably 10 minutes left with the stoppage time. The substitution can now finally be made for MK, and it's Bury in for Healy, Agard in for Nombe. So basically just swapping around the front two to give a bit more presence up front. 2 forwards on, 2 forwards off. We get up to stoppage time. 4 minutes going to go up. Wimbledon are going to get the chance to equalise. Alex Ferguson says you'll always get a chance, and they do get the chance, and they don't take it on 91 minutes. O'Neill, it's a right-footed corner. It's all fairly straightforward. Crowd scene in the box. Callum Bailly has pulled off to the back post. Doesn't get much purchase on the header. He's close in though, and you think this is going to just drift in to the corner, and he puts it wide. They got their chance. They didn't take it, and that's going to be the story of the day for AFC Wimbledon. Goodness me. Full time, 2-1 is the score. MK now 9 points from 6. They'll be temporarily into the top half with all the other games about to kick off. 20 past 2 as I record this. And AFC Wimbledon still without a win. 2 points from 7. Not good reading from them. They're lucky to have Bolton below them on a big minus, and Southend have 0 points, don't they? Lost all of their opening games so far. So the story of this game, Wimbledon starting well and taking their chances really well, and it's just a day, we talk about it a lot on these reviews that I do. It's finishing today was the difference between the two teams, because then as I reel these off, Pigott header near post, Pigott with the swerving volley, okay, that's a difficult chance. Appiah, big chance. Then we get into the second half. Appiah in behind, blocked. Falevi in behind as well, blocked by the keeper. Big chance for Appiah, middle of the goal, swiveling volley. None of those chances taken. So by the time Force comes in and gets his goal, it's probably a bit too late to be getting 2 chances to score. In terms of both of the teams, MK play some nice football. I've seen a few League One games now following my team Ipswich, who have become quite direct, and maybe that's what you need to do in this division. But I like the way MK played the 4-4-2. If you're going to play it, have a bit of nuance, and Healy dropping in as a number 10, Lewington and Williams forward from fullbacks, midfielders tucked in, and you do then start to get that overload. If you think about it, if you've got 2 fullbacks, 3 midfielders, 1 deep, and a number 10, you can start to dominate that midfield position, and I think they'll retain the ball better than a lot of teams. That said, they didn't retain the ball in the second half, because Wimbledon looked much better in the 3 at the back shape. Okay, Delaney a little bit out of his depth maybe as a centre half, but they forced much more action with the three up top. Bit more intense. I know it would be brave, and I know you get picked off, but maybe that might be something Wally Downs might consider going forward. So I would say a game of finishing. MK, well, I guess MK will think they're deserved winners, but Wimbledon will really think, if we've taken our chances, we take something from this game. And I think Wimbledon will think that they were maybe a bit cautious in the first half and that there would have been something there for them today. Let me know what you think if you watched on TV, if you were at the game. Let me know what you think. If you're an MK fan, you're probably very happy with the first half, but maybe not so much the second half. Or did you sit back and were you comfortable? Comfortable is probably not the word given those chances conceded. If you're a Wimbledon fan, do you agree with me that with better finishing you take something today? And is Force now coming in, making his debut and scoring, a worry for Apia, who missed a couple of chances up front? Let me know what you think. If you're a first-time viewer to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. I mainly do championship stuff, but with Ipswich now in League One, I think well worth following because I'll be covering them. And when Ipswich on these international weekends with the under-21s and stuff, I'll be able to get down and possibly see another League One game, especially if MK are at home, near my home in Bedfordshire. So well worth subscribing. If you don't fancy that, follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom to be notified where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be doing. And you can, if you're a regular viewer, support me on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom, $5 a month. Help me out. I'd love to do this full time, but the money is not necessarily flowing in at the moment, so I need a little bit of support to pay for tickets and travel thus far. Help a brother out. Today, it was AFC Wimbledon left ruining their missed chances. It was MK Dons 2, Wimbledon 1. Over and out. Thanks for watching.